Torrey, what's up, dude? How you been?
What's going on? How you doing?
We good, brother, man.
Big game this weekend, man.
Yeah, it's huge. I'm looking forward to it, man. I love when the two teams get to play. First of all, I wish the NFL had rivalries like college where this was a every year thing, because being from Virginia and kind of basically growing up in the DMV area between College Park and Baltimore and back home in Virginia, it's like the trash talk is crazy this week. I'm going to the grocery store. There's Commanders fans all over the place, and they're letting me know. They've been letting me slide the last couple of years, but it's people I've been talking to, like, man, you have a totally different energy now. So I'm excited to watch the teams battle it out.
Well, dude, it's so funny because there is a rivalry because a lot of the fan bases are kind of on top of each other and intermingled. You know what I mean? Especially if you get to really Northern Montgomery County, PG County, Howard County, all of that is very interspersed between burgundy and gold and purple. But the Ravens have just been so good for so long, and Washington's largely been irrelevant for so long that it hasn't helped outside of the trash talk aspect. This one feels different because it feels like Washington might finally have something.
Oh, yeah. I think it is different. I think this Washington team has a completely different type of energy. I think it happened a lot faster than everyone thought it would, but I think it goes to show that, when you have a quarterback, that's almost half the battle these days. You have a quarterback, you stand a chance, and, he's going up a lot faster than you were. And I love to just hear what all analysts think earlier in the spring and in the draft. And, there was hope, but the idea was, hey, it's time. We're rebuilding the right way. And now you're seeing that these guys are able to compete right away, and it's definitely a great time to be a Commanders fan.
Torrey, you watch. Your livelihood was depending on a lot of quarterbacks, and you get to see him. What do you see in Jaden that makes him so as good as he's been thus far?
I think he's confident. Right. I think that's half the battle. When you're playing this position, you have the athletic ability he does. I mean, people were questioning things like, "Oh, it's college offense." Whatever. Like, no, this guy can play ball. And I think when you're as confident as he is from day one, I mean, if you're just watching him on film, he does not look like a rookie. Right? I think people are talking like, hey, he's playing like he can be offensive rookie of the year or whatnot. But the reality of it is that the level that he's shown that he can play at, he can go even higher than that. And it goes to show a lot about him. I think that's just an individual thing. Obviously, the coach is doing a great job preparing him. But this is a guy that from day one, he knows his ability. He's confident. And when you have that coming in right away, and when you kind of have that underdog mentality, hey, this team's not going to be good, and, you're going to take some time to really kind of find your roots in this league. And I think he took that all to heart. I had the opportunity to meet him during the Super Bowl, and extremely humble, a great player, and I'm happy for him. He's one of the guys that I'm very picky with my kids and players who I like them liking. When you know him on the personal side, like, hey, a good athlete doesn't make you a good role model. And so he's one of them that, we're definitely a Ravens household, but the reality of it is that my son's one in his jersey, I would probably go to the store and buy it.
That's awesome. There you go. That says a lot. And one thing I've been saying, as folks have asked me about Jaden since he's been drafted, is, you never know how it's going to shake out on the field, but the person, the dude, is everything you want. And I think at the quarterback position, especially when so many people are dependent and looking to you, that matters a tremendous amount.
It does. I mean, when you're stepping in the huddle, I mean, let's be honest here, everyone reads body language. If you're stepping in the huddle with a guy that's unsure of his responsibilities, a guy that's unsure in his play and doesn't trust the people around you, it shows. Right? I've been in those huddles with guys that I'm like, man, we don't stand a chance. Like, this dude doesn't even trust what we have going on. Right? And that's the stuff that kind of allows a cancerous culture to build. But when you have a guy that, it's almost like sometimes the young guy just doesn't know any better. And I think it feels that way with him. He's like, man, I win. Like, this is what I do. I'm a competitor. And, when you have people like that in the building, it does nothing but elevate everyone.
What sold me, and JPSE remember this as well. We're sitting there and you're watching Hard Knocks, and Dayball try to stop him or stuff him with a question. And he said, what would you do? Blah, 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 blah. He say, throw a touchdown.
Yeah, he loves him. Yeah, he loves him. I think that's the confidence. He's been there the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
Talking with our friend Torrey Smith here on the BetQL guest line. You can follow Torrey at Torrey Smith, WRTORREY. There's a lot to be excited about with Jaden, obviously, right? What do you make of the Ravens so far? The slow start, but they're playing some really good ball the last couple of weeks. Seems like they've really figured out kind of Lamar and Derrick Henry's role together. Where are the Ravens right now as far as where they want to get to?
Yeah, I think the Ravens are on track, and I think they're as good as anyone in the league. I don't think their record even changed that, right? You're watching a team that's had a lot of self-inflicted wounds, penalties, bad timing on turnovers. But when you watch them actually play when they're at their best, they can beat anyone in this league. I mean, to open the season, they were literally an inch away from a toe away from actually having a chance to go out and go and win a ball game on the road in Kansas City, which isn't easy to do. And they blew one to the Raiders at home. But when they play clean ball, they're able to run the ball the way they are, they're starting to find their identity. And they want to be a physical team that runs the ball, and everything works around that. And when you have Lamar Jackson, he's able to cover up a lot of things. This offensive line this is their first time working together. And when you have a bunch of new guys that are stepping in, we as fans like to talk about chemistry, and we only think about quarterback and receiver. Well, the chemistry between those guys up front is probably even more important than those guys. And I think for them, they're starting to gel. They're starting to get their feet wet and really get comfortable playing. And you're able to see that over the weeks. And it's really been fun to watch and play. Obviously, Lamar Jackson's going to do some Superman-type things each and every game. But this Ravens team, when they're playing at their best, you're talking about Super Bowl contender, and that was expected going into the season. That slow start, those two tough losses, to me, it's the NFL, right? The losses are always going to be tight. Your wins are always going to be tight, right? I'd rather complain about a ugly win than a pretty loss, right? And so for this team, you just got to figure out how to stack them and keep it rolling.
How do you explain Derrick Henry, man? 87-yard run. The dude, he's too big to be running that damn fast.
He is, man. That doesn't make sense. Like you're standing next to like a defensive end, that's running the ball. I coach youth football with my kids with the East Howard Jags, and I just think about when you see like a kid that's just bigger than everyone running the ball, it's like, man, they don't want anything to do with them. Well, then you watch Derrick Henry play, and you're watching the best football players in the world, and they get him one-on-one, and they don't want anything to do with him. So it's crazy watching him, carry the ball, and each and every game is going to stiff arm someone. I'm like, man, he is stiff arming a grown man. That's someone's child, and he's just embarrassing them out there. So It's fun watching him run, and it's cool to see him on this side.
Hey, speaking of your coaching career now, I saw the picture of you and McBrien when your boys took on my Maplewood squad. Did you embarrass them again, or how'd it go this year?
No, they won against my youngest son's squad, but
JP already knew that.
I did not, because Torrey's team last year beat the hell out of them.
Yeah, they dropped down a division, so
okay.
So it wouldn't happen again, or we would have killed them again. But they dropped down a division, but a really good program, and they do a great job. Very disciplined kids over
there. Speaking of good programs, man, tell everybody about the raffle you got going if they want to get to. This is a hot ticket this weekend.
Hell yeah. I've been looking at the prices, dog.
Absolutely. It's a hot ticket, and I know it, right? And lucky for me, playing in Baltimore, I was able to get 2 tickets, and we're going to raffle them off for 2 fans that support what we're doing at Level 82. You go over to level82.org/donate, and it's a $25. We're treating it like a raffle, so anyone that donates $25 will enter their name. If they donate $100, we'll double it, and we'll enter their name 8 times. And then on Friday night, we'll do a raffle, and I'll call the winner, and we'll give them the 2 tickets to the game. But it's going to be fun to watch them play. I love this for the DMV area. We're doing a lot of great things with Level 82, and it takes funding to do it. So why not bring both worlds together? We benefit the DMV as a whole. We do work in Virginia. We do work in D.C. We do work in Maryland. And the 2 teams are playing. So we're just going to jump on board, and everyone wants to watch the game. So yeah, you can go online. They honest cheap at $25. I can promise you that. So
they're not $25. They start around $300, and they go all the way up.
Oh my goodness, it's crazy.
I just pulled this up. So a $25 raffle ticket, you could win a pair of tickets, right, Torrey?
Absolutely. If you donate $100, we'll double your chances.
There, how about that? I got SeatGeek pulled up right now. The absolute cheapest I see are $287 for a pair, and that's section 530, row 20. And I'm not knocking the folks at section 530, row 20, but you're damn near on the moon.
Well, I can tell you right now, 2 tickets, you're in the lower end zone. So,
all right, 2 tickets lower end zone are $681.
Wow.
So this is a hell of an opportunity if you're trying to get to this game.
Yep, and get to the game, and also you're supporting what we're doing in the community. So it's a win-win. And if you lose, with a lot of y'all are going to lose, that's all right. Just know it's going to a great cause.
Yeah, there you go. Can we get an official Torrey Smith prediction on this thing?
Oh, prediction. I feel like the Ravens are tough to play at home. I think it's all going to boil down to how the defense comes to play. You know what Lamar is going to do. They protect the ball. They're going to try to establish the run. Lamar's throwing the ball very well, too. Good things are happening. But I think the key will be Jaden's strength is that he's able to get rid of the ball, right? Yeah. They can do some dink and dunk plays. They're not afraid to attack downfield as well. Those are great deep balls. But I think for this Ravens defense, they have the ability to get after the ball carrier, but they struggled a little bit in man-to-man last week versus the Cincinnati Bengals. So I think if they're able to match up outside and they're able to, keep them in the pocket. Well, you're talking about, you ever seen the Spider-Man meme where the two Spider-Mans are looking at each other? That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like when you're looking at these teams, and especially with the quarterbacks, right? They're preparing for a dual-threat quarterback is not fun. And so I think for the Ravens, they've been obviously practicing against Lamar for years, and I think that helps. But the reality of it is, I think Jaden Daniels is just as dynamic. When you talk about a playmaker, and I know Baltimore fans get all upset, he's not Lamar. I get it. Lamar is the greatest dual-threat quarterback of all time. But what I'm saying is you don't have to be Lamar to have a great impact. And so I think he has the ability to play well. So I think they're going to have the opportunity to get to him, but we'll see. That young cat's composed. I think it's going to be a battle, but I can assure you of this. I will be there to watch it.
That's great, man. Go. Hopefully we can connect on Sunday. Big Terps game Friday night, too.
Oh, Big Terps game Friday night. Hey, I'll be there. Okay. I'll be there. Let me know if you want to come.
All right. Yeah, I will shoot you a text if we make it over there, trying to get my motivated, but you never know. Torrey, thank you for the time, man.
Torrey, appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate that.